Dude. Tisco boy. Hi guys. So this is a recap video for Murphy, who is trying to steal things. No, thank you very much. So it was lovely seeing you guys on Saturday. I wanted to send you the recap video. Usually I send it on the last day, but I'm going to send it a day before just so that you can review it. And if you have any questions, we can touch base on it. Please know that once we're done with the package, it doesn't mean that, oh, we're done forever. I am here as a resource for you guys. As long as you need me, you have my number, so you can text or call me at any time. Dude, sit, place. So I wanted, again, we had a great conversation, but it's about integration at home, and that's where we talked a lot. Generally, I like clients to try it out themselves. I know we tried the play disengagement. Come here, Murph. But I wanted to film what we're doing and what we've been teaching him, and then maybe Wednesday, maybe I'll film some ideas on how to help integration. But as we said, Mr. Murphy is, I will be stubborn and push my way through anything I want. This is how I do it. It is, we're all living in Murphy's world. So yes, okay. So with Murphy and with your core skills, as we talked about it, there's just a few core skills that if you reinforce, everything will fall into place because it's like Lego. So you have your consistency. So our first core skill that we have is name game. So name game is where you're going to call his name only once, and he needs to come around and sit in front of you. So Murphy, come here. Can you sit? I know you got a ball. So this is a good example of when he's distracted or when it's something high value for him. Murphy. I'm going to add a leave it in here. Leave it. Murphy. Yes. Sit. Ooh, let me steal this ball so you don't get distracted. Murphy. Yes. I'm going to reward him. We're going to walk away. It's in my treat pouch. So that's why he's looking for it. So I'm going to walk away again. He's going to search for it. Murphy. You can lure him. You can use your hand signals to get that sit. Yes! Jessica ball. He's like, where's the ball? Leave it. Come here. Come on. Yes, good boy. So you can do the ball with this. Just know that when you have the ball, he may be distracted for 5 minutes after he gets it. So I can be, Murphy, sit. Now, one of the things that you can do with them is hold his treat or toy off to the side and wait, just stare at him in the eyes and wait till he makes eye contact. This is where we are going to practice our gazelle. You know, can I be a gazelle for this? And it's You're going to wait for that eye contact. And ideally, you don't make any command request. You're just going to say, Murph, The moment he gives you eye contact is when you're going to toss the ball. Dude. Yes! I waited for a solid 1 second before I tossed that ball. You can make noises, you can do kissing things, you can a little puff of air in front of his face. The idea is that he's going to look at this and has to let go of it and look at you. The core of all of this is that Murphy has to check in with the human, and he really struggles with trying to give up that control. He wants to do it, and that's where the fear comes in, is that he's just holding on so tightly that if he let go 10%, his life would just relax even that much more, which is kind of a statement for us as humans. But when we're working with this, it's Murph or and you wait till he makes that eye contact, and yes, good boy, he gets the treat or toy. It's good practice when you're playing fetch. It's good practice when you are, Murphy, leave it. Murphy, It's good practice when you are doing play, like it just little times throughout your day, ask him for that look command or Murphy command, and he has to sit and look at you, or just hold it off to the side and wait. There's no physical command or word that you have to say to make him wait. It should be a default. So when we do it without words, that's where it becomes a default. The hard part is that we want a word. We want to almost micromanage it to make it happen. And that's where you're letting him truly and honestly process it. Murphy. Yes. Now, I am doing an exchange to get the ball back from him. I can tell him to leave it and wait for him, but ideally, if you have time. No, leave it. Thank you. Then that's where it comes, having a treat helps focus. No, off. Sit. Sit. Yes, thank you. Go boy. So when he is like this is where I'm gonna say we lose the ball. Because he's only focused on that. And it's too much of a distraction. He's not thinking through it. So sit. He'll get it at the end of this. Sit. Yes, good boy. And I'll give him treats for this. I'll give him another reward. But this is like hierarchy, treat hierarchy. What is his reward status? Ball may be ultimate. So then, liver treats, then blueberries, then carrots, or whatever the variation is. So once we have name game, then it's going to be the leave it. So leave the ball, leave the toy, leave the treat. This is also play disengagement when you're doing that. Play. Murphy, leave it. He looks at you. Yes, good boy. Then he gets a reward. So we talked about, I'm going to shift this just a little bit, about your counter surfing with leave it. So this is where you're going to take that treat, put it up here, leave it. You can swipe it, you can push him off of it, sit. Ask him for a sit, and then go back to what you were doing on your desk or your thing. And if he gets pushy, like here's a ball. Here's, leave it. Sit. Yes, good boy. Can I put another ball? Can I take another ball? Can I put more treats? Sit. Yes, good boy. Can I add something, but kind of have him in the eye of, you can see just as sad, what he's doing. Giving him a focus of sit or down will help him know, oh, I'm waiting, without having to put a wait, stay, or place command there. But also reinforcing leave it. You don't get to have your nose up here. Murphy, leave it. Good boy. And then you can walk away from it and reward him in doing something else. You can also do it where that is there, and then can we, Murphy, touch? Yes, good boy. Here you go. Dude, no, leave it. Leave it. Yes, good. Leave it. Come here. Yes, can you sit? Yes, good boy. Can we spin? Oh, Jessica, spin. Can we spin? Yeah, so we're doing these other things. That leave it still running in the background. Leave it, thank you. This is one that you're gonna have to do reps on. And we've been doing the reps, but it's just going to be a consistent as we run in the background. This is a hard one because it was cute and now he's still doing it. That's where we gotta keep working on it and keep practicing. Hi. Yes, I'm just now remembering the pizza. I don't think I have pizza today, but I'll probably do it Wednesday because I do want to see his reaction. Yes, good boy. But notice how he's sitting for me already, where he's like, oh, hey, if I sit, we're good. We want it to be a default. That's how I pay attention and engage with humans, is by sitting and looking. Now, the other command that we've been working on is that place command. Hey, sit. So I like a flat hand place, and I walk away from him. And then, the command that he gets to come up now is Murphy, okay. But because he, Murphy, sit, Murphy, place. But because, sit, place. But because he got up, no, sir, Murphy, sit. What's going on with your ear? What's going on with your ear? Is it this ear? Oh. Better? Yeah, better. Okay. Sit. Place. Murphy, okay. So that one was really easy. 3 steps, then he got to Murphy, okay? He gets to come off of it. If you find yourself hitting 2 or 3 fails, leave it. Come on. If you find yourself hitting 2 or 3 fails, that's where go to the easiest setting possible, reward, and go do something else. We don't want to just keep fail. Could be that he's tired. Could be that he's really frustrated. It could be, maybe something's going on between your body language. Leave it. I know that smells so good, doesn't it, buddy? But working on doing a place. Now you can call this a stay as well. Ideally, I teach it on a place cot because dogs learn 3-dimensionally. Murph, dogs learn 3-dimensionally. So when you're on like Dog Island, I stay on Dog Island. But you can also do place while you're on watching Netflix, while you're on the phone, while you're working from home. It doesn't matter. It's just, hey, you're stuck here. And when he can come up, it's Murphy, okay. Yes, good boy. Then he gets up and move. Now, the other thing Let me grab my other one. We did talk a little bit about slip leads. When you fit the slip lead, it's going to be high and tight is kind of the motto in your head. You can still stick 2 fingers in between the slip lead and his neck. It shouldn't be like choking him out, and there should be some give. But when we stick it on him, it should be basically right behind his ears, and then this notch high goes down just to help hold it where his neck is. And then you're like, okay, let's go. And you get to walk around. Putting him on a belt leash, I'd recommend only doing 1 dog at a time, not 2 dogs yet. Put him on a belt leash and he's just stuck with you and you just have to walk. Make it a game when you're cleaning the house. When you're watching TV, he's on a leash. It may sound silly, but even if he like normally would cuddle or just lay down behind the couch with you, putting him on a slip lead makes him have to focus. So if I'm gonna sit right here and we do nothing, and he's on a leash, I can give him some pets. Good boy. Yes, just good boy. Can you sit? So I can either wait till he sits and downs and then rewards, or I can ask him, hey, sit. Yes, good. And then we just relax. No big deal. We're watching the things. When you do this for 20 to 30 minutes at a time, you're going to build up his duration and his endurance on boredom. One of the key things with this age range is boredom training. Oh, what is going on with your ear, dude? You've got an itchy. His ear's fine, he's just super itchy. But this is where you teach him what to do with boredom, how to handle it. His issue that we've really been focusing on is handling when we're overexcited. But we haven't had a ton of time working on when we're just bored, when there's nothing else to do. Now I'm gonna go open up doors to find, the pizza or find whatever it is. That's the other side of this training. It's kind of like 2 halves of a balance beam. 1 half is gonna be high excitement, 1 half is when it's low excitement. What are we doing? We wanna be able to have neutrality in between the 2. But for this kid, he really understands looking at eye contact, engaging with the human, and building up that trust and relationship that he doesn't have to control everything. I think that's the biggest thing and the biggest takeaway I hope you guys kind of hear from this and from him is that he has learned that he can push through things, but in doing so, he's kind of realized that he's out in the deep end. And what we're doing through training and through re-engagement of these commands at home and in integration is, oh, right there, good boy, is teaching him that he can look to the humans and find safety. He can find predictability. That's all dogs want is predictability. And when things get out of predictability patterns, that's when we have issues. When we're in the daycare yard and they're shifting from one room to another, usually what happens is dogs get really crazy and really excitable. And that's where the unpredictability comes in. He can't predict what the other dogs are going to do. That's part of life. But we have to teach him, it's kind of like teaching him how to live through that unpredictability of life and teaching him how he has the tools to process through it. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. He is such a sweet dog and he wants to work. He wants to do the work and listening. It's finding the motivation and doing it in smaller increments. I think if you think, oh yeah, we're going to train for 20 minutes, you're going to burn yourself and him out. He's strong enough and stubborn enough to be like, nah, I'm done. So when you're doing this, making sure that you practice 5-10 minutes and go off and do something else. If you go into 10-15 minutes and it's a good session, great. Yes. But it's all about getting him to realize, hey, I have to look to the human for that focus. So right here I have his ultimate. We're going to play with it and I'm going to end this video. Nope. Murphy. Yes! And I wish I could record his eyes when he does it, but it's like, boop, 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 boop. Like you could just see him like, I'm trying so hard not to, like, if he could split his 2 eyes, so one's on the ball and one's on me, he would. But that's where it's letting him work through that. You guys, you have a great dog. I know he's a little, he's got a lot of a personality in there. But you really are going to have a phenomenal dog when he hits 2 or 3, as he matures, as he settles, especially getting his balls dropped. It will help quite a bit. So let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to film some more stuff on Wednesday on his last day, but otherwise, let me know how things go. Yeah, he's a good kid.